What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Alchemy Pay today at the request of cousin TJ Harris here. My last name is Harris, so I'm serious. That's my cousin, guys. Little TJ, no, or big TJ. I don't know, man. It's not. He's not actually my cousin. I don't. Or it could be a she for all I know. But that looks like a picture of TJ's kid, probably. Either that, or we have a very sharp and young-minded investor coming to play here for Alchemy Pay. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Let's get into it. Here we are at about 2.666 cents. That's a double wicked price right there. You moved up a lot today. You had a wicked pump. Stuff like this, whenever this happens, this is not guaranteed, okay? Do not treat what I'm about to say as if it's some kind of fact. But from the traditional finance people that I've observed and learned from in my time doing this, the way to think about this, how they've said, the way to think about this is whenever you move sideways for a time and there is acquisition going on, you will see these little pumps that just like they move up immediately. They throw in a large amount of money and then they stop. They let the price revert back because they want to buy more, right? So somebody fat fingered it, or maybe they put in a large amount down here. There was a lot of buying that came in, and that's, they basically cleared out the order books, went all the way up. Maybe it is some form of a stop hunt. Maybe there are a bunch of people who are shorting this thing. I don't know. It could be a combination of all things, but I would just assume this was a large amount of acquisition, not somebody that's looking for the price to go up and continue to go up right away. They're not looking for immediate gratification, but they're looking for inevitable gratification, right? They're like, Alchemy Pay here is at a pretty low price. I've got tens of millions of dollars at my disposal. I'm going to put it in right here. And maybe that's what happened. Maybe that's not. It says 799 million to be completely fair. Let's see. By the way, you guys, I was looking this up. I think this coin is a scam just because it's on here. Please don't look into it. Please do not buy it. I'm very positive that it is a scam. So don't. Any kind of pre-sale, stay away from them. In fact, let's do this real quick. You want to know how to identify a pre-sale as a scam? This is how, right here. It's very simple. It's actually very simple because every pre-sale that I've participated in that was not a scam, this is what did not happen. Whenever it says it has 10 hours left, 29 minutes and 21 seconds, if in 10 hours this gets reset and they add more time to it, you know it's a scam. If it's legit, then in 10 hours and 29 minutes, it will be available to trade on Dex Screener. It'll be available to trade on something, right? But it's not. It's only available through presale. And at that point, it'll be at a high price where if you bought the presale, you would have been able to make money, but it'll probably dump. Everything whenever they list, they go on a massive dump. It looks good. They put a lot of work into this scam, but I'm assuming it's an absolute scam personally. There's nothing about the team. They say they're featured in this. This is all lies. I don't think that they're featured in any of this BS. They're lying. It looks good. They did a lot of work on this scam. That's for sure. But and unfortunately, these might actually be real transactions of people who are putting their money into this stuff. Your money's gone. Bye. I'm sorry, it's gone. But let's get to the main point here. ACH, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm just wrong, but I'm very hateful toward pre-sales. Okay, I really am. And if I'm wrong on this, then cool. In about 10 hours, 28 minutes, we'll know. And then it probably dumps, and you'll be able to buy at cheaper prices anyways, because that's how pre-sales work. But let's get back to work here. Okay. I went on such a tangent there because I was looking at it and I didn't want someone to be like, ooh, what was C-Zar looking at? Maybe I should look at this and put some money in, right? Because I've done that before. Whenever I watch other YouTubers or other analysts talk about things, I'm like, oh, what were they looking at? Why didn't they talk about that? Maybe I should take an intrigue. Don't do that. Please don't. It's probably a scam. Somebody threw it my way. Maybe they're a genuine person on X.com. Maybe they were a scammer as well. I don't know. Someone I don't know personally, and I determined that it's a scam. I don't know for a fact. It's possible that it's not, but I think it's a scam. I think it's a scam. I was asking Grok and doing some research on it, and there's no identifiable team members, right? And there's no people with their names that are publicly available, accessible to know. Any legitimate team, they let you know who the founders are and stuff like that. Sorry, my daughter's screaming. All right, so she's like, Dad, get back to work, man. 2.665 cents. You're at about a $235 million market cap. Your volume that you saw today was a lot. It was immense, man. Immense. 91% of your market cap. That's crazy. And it did not sustain. So I'm assuming, yes, you bought, you sold, whatever. that's fine. I don't think that this thing is it's going to go to the depths. I just don't think that it's a rocket ship set for the moon right now. I think that you probably do continue to just do what you've been doing and slowly move down. Being up 9% today, having a little bit of a pump might get you set up for a bigger drop tomorrow or over the coming days, but you very well could just continue to bleed down at this kind of pace going into the end of the month. Who knows? I am anticipating that ACH probably goes lower than this low. Let's see, actually. Let's see if that's completely true. It could. I think that it will. You might form some kind of double bottom, but I am still anticipating lower prices. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but I do think that it goes a little bit lower. The area that I'm looking for is somewhere between about 1.98 cents to 1.8 cents itself. Somewhere in this zone between the pink line and the orange line here, okay? Yes, the daily RSI looks nice, but let's see how tomorrow looks. If you close here, you're basically just rejecting. You're getting another lower high here in this area. You're not getting oversold, which is nice, but you're not getting overbought. You're just ping-ponging, providing neutral price action, which today, while it was exciting, it doesn't look to be completely substantiated, does it? Right? That's a lot of selling pressure there on that 4-hour candle. Somebody bought a lot and then somebody sold a lot. Might be what happened, right? They manipulated the market up and then they manipulated it down. However you want to look at it. Really, what it is probably is just a big entity, a big player came in, decided to have some fun with ACH, and then they took their profits, and now they're waiting to buy at lower prices. Why would they buy here above where they bought before? You know, that doesn't make any sense. So lower they go. 1 hour time frame, you have bearish divergence, lower lows, lower highs, the whole thing. You do have lower lows here with higher lows here, so it wouldn't be too crazy or out of the question if you moved up. You're at about 2.65 cents. You could move up to about 2.8 cents, 2.85 cents first before beginning to move down, but don't count on that, okay? It looks like hidden bullish divergence, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it has to perform as such. If you continue to close red candles down, you'll probably work your way down to prices that are just below here. I would think if you don't find support here and move up there, you're going to come down to your 100 level somewhere at about 2.42 cents, something in that area, and then you'll find resistance either just below where you are now or just above where you are now, something like that, and proceed going lower down to about 2.1. I said precede, I meant proceed. 2.13 cents to most likely somewhere in that 1.8 to 1.98 cent area. Yes, does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Let's look at the 4 hour and let's do this low to high too. I don't know if this wick should be like considered real, but maybe. I mean, hey, that 1272 is right there, right in line with that. I mean, maybe. I don't know. It is real price after all. 4 hour RSI decently overbought, hitting the 86, kind of at a higher area than you're used to, right? You can go above this. 86 is not the highest that you can go to, of course, but you know, from here, you just really haven't gone up to these areas to find resistance too often. So I would assume, being that we haven't done anything groundbreaking, and if anything, this just seems like a kind of like a scam wick, like something that will likely not persist. You probably do continue to move down. And by the way, I say scam wick. When I say scam wick, I don't mean that this is a scam. I just mean like it was there and then it's gone. It's nothing to think about, right? Maybe don't worry about this wick too much. What does it mean? Who cares what it means? You know, that's all that I mean. Lower is probably where it goes. Let's look and see how sophisticated is this. Let's see. I'm expecting it to be random. But yeah, right above the 382, those are good profit-taking areas, man. You bought, so this person, I don't know if they're a fib trader or not, but if they are, I mean, you get above the 236 like this, it almost always results in you interacting with your 382, and the trade idea would be, yeah, if it goes above the 236, you buy just below or just above it, not just below if it hasn't hit it, right? You have to pierce, you have to interact with this first, and then if it sets you up for really good buying opportunities, and then you would sell just somewhere above the 382 like you did here. It's a pretty basic fib standard operating procedure there. It is possible from this area to go back down to the 236 and then find support and come back up here. It is possible, but I'm not counting on that. Let's on that notion, let's go with what I would need to see to invalidate anything and everything that I've said so far. If you were to just persist higher, if you're not going lower, if this is a signal for something that's more positive than I'm giving it credit for, and it could be, you would likely see some hourly closes, daily closes above 3 cents. Get above 3 cents on a daily closing basis. I'm wrong. And then you're probably moving up to about 4 cents or higher, right? That might be your low and you're moving up higher. But I don't think I'm going to be wrong. I think that you will. I mean, I can be wrong. I know it's crazy, guys. I've never been wrong in my life, but I could be wrong here. We likely will We likely will at some point break through this area of resistance here, okay? We are grinding it out, finding higher lows, higher lows, higher lows throughout this whole time. Even if we see a lower low here, as we did here, you saw relative lower lows, it's still a higher low throughout this whole trend. So I would expect that we don't go any lower really than like 1.8 cents, right? And then from there, 1.8, 1.98 cents, whatever the price might be, we will likely come back up to this area where we will not stop like we did this time, where we will not stop like we did this time, or this time here, or even this time over here, or we found support here, right? We're probably just going to blast right through it. Oftentimes, lines like this, they become weaker with each touch, right? And I don't mean these touches, right? You aren't consolidating back here for the upside potential. You started consolidating here. One touch, two touches, okay, that makes sense. Three touches, yeah, sometimes. Triple tops are pretty rare. The reason why they're rare is not because they're rare to see, right? You see these events happen all the time. They're rare because they oftentimes are invalidated, right? Oftentimes it's just a setup for a bigger move that'll come up. The fourth or the fifth attempt are normally effortless whenever it comes to breaking out. So looking forward, looking at where this will go, and if you do close above 3 cents, again, everything to the downside that I've said is invalidated. You're probably moving up. But whenever it is time to move up, and that'll be time soon enough, I would think. Come on now, get it at that low. There we go. High to low. Your first target is 7.5 cents. Your first target zone is basically 7.5 cents to 12.16 cents. This is the primary fib extension targets, right? The 1272 to the 1618. I don't think that you stop there. If you were to stop anywhere, if this was all you had, I mean, maybe 12 cents, maybe. But I think really Alchemy Pay, you're going to be on your way to about 17.7 cents to maybe even 30 cents. The secondary target zone is actually bigger than this. It goes all the way up to the 2618. But just depending on the size, the scope, and just the amount of growth that you would need for that, I don't think that that's an appropriate secondary target zone. I really do think that maybe looking at it like this could be better. Something between the 1886 and the 2272. I don't know if you hit 30 cents. I don't know if you go above 30 cents. I accept it as a possibility. But what I don't believe is that you'll stop anywhere below 12 cents, okay? I do believe you'll stop somewhere around 18 to 20 cents, not at new all-time highs, but around your all-time highs. And then from there, we'll consolidate again and look to build higher, inevitably going to all-time highs. You likely will see a multi-dollar price, maybe even a $10 price by the end of this cycle, I think. Let me just make sure. I talk about so many coins. 100X would be a $23 billion market cap. 100X would be over $2. Yes. I think that's 23 billion. Maybe not $10. Maybe you can't see $10 by the end of the cycle, but close. You could definitely get above $5. You could definitely get above, I would even say like $7, $8, something like that. Getting close to $10 would be like the maximum limits that I could see you achieving, and even then you don't have to. You could stop at 98 cents for your cycle high. You could stop at $8. Somewhere in between is most likely. I don't know. I like the idea of you seeing a multi-100x, but I think everybody would, right? I got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. It's a great day. It's fun, especially if you're taking profits and stuff like that. If you're taking moments like this, just wicking moments like this as an opportunity to sell and then dip your toes back in at lower prices. Hey, that's great. But if not, I don't know if I would sell here. It's very likely that you do continue to go down, but I suppose it's a better time to sell here than it was here, but you could be in the middle of something bigger, and the perspective that I'd like to offer is don't worry so much about this move. Worry about the big move. Worry about the move that's actually something worth worrying about, right? Where you're going to go, right? We have to keep zooming out because it's so freaking big. It's so freaking big, baby. It's going to go to 17.7 cents to 25 cents, something like that, right? That's kind of the expectation. Maybe even a little bit above that. But this downward move, is nothing to be concerned about. This is the move you should consider being worried about to miss out on, right? So not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but I don't think it's a good time to sell. You're still at the base of this area. It's a good time to accumulate and wait. And that's kind of the perspective I was offering in the beginning of the video. Stuff like this, oftentimes it is a big player who comes in, they're loading up, they're waiting, the price will go back down because they're waiting, and then once the price goes lower, they'll load up again, and boom, the price goes up. And then they're waiting, and then maybe if it is true accumulation, you'll see a higher low or something like that. We'll see how it goes. It could have been someone just in it for a short-term play, but nobody knows except for the people who are behind this pump. So I got nothing else for you. If you are the people behind this pump, please let me know so that we can figure out the dirty details. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Whenever I sit back like this, my head looks so small. I've got a rather large cranium, you guys. I feel like I do. I know I do. Anytime, I'll prove it to you, actually. Let's see here. You want me to prove it to you? I got it. Oh, oh, right here, right? Snap back. I haven't, you did not hear me unsnap it or resnap it, right? If you notice how do I get it right to the thing? The last two. It's on the last two. If the head looks big in the camera, it's because it is. I have a big head. I really do. It compensates for the little brain. All right, take care. Bye-bye.